Hello everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we're bringing you another Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup match in Group V between Amarith and Fant. This will be Game 3. They're currently tied 1-1, so this will be a winner-take-all game. Bringing us to comms tonight will be Zeke Highwind and IB Karma. How are you doing, Zeke?
Doing well, and for note, IB Karma is currently also preoccupied with commentary over on ZSR2, so he will be joining us when that race has finished. Until then, I'm alone.
Yep, I was gonna get there, but should be a good match, hopefully.
It should be an excellent match. These were two very close races for Race 1 and Race 2. And this Game 3 will prove to be exciting.
But with that, they got started a little late today, but they should be starting in about 15 seconds, so I will leave you to it. Enjoy the race, everyone.
Thank you, J-Bone. Now, for those who haven't tuned into us before, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. We are a tournament for the runners who were not able to qualify for the main tournament, and we are following very similar setup to them, with the exception of, rather than a hard item pool, we have a normal item pool, so there will be silvers in the item pool. And we're coming up on the start here pretty quick. Right. And it looks like we are off. We have Blue Mail in the house, and I got a very quick map check that I wasn't able to see. Now, the thing with standard is Uncle is a guaranteed weapon. And in this case, it's a bow. And chat saying it was a green pendant on Eastern and a 5/6 crystal on Tower of Hera. And it looks like flippers in the secret passage as well. And also here to track this and keep me honest is Akir. So big thanks to Akir for stepping up to the tracking plate to push some buttons and keep track of what's going on in this race. A little bit of a time disparity between Fant and Amarith for the moment. There's any number of reasons. It could have been technical difficulty, but we'll have to see how it plays out. And we got some bombs in Escape, so we will be able to get the back of Escape items. We also got the small key, so there could be an item in map chest. Excuse me, in the Dark Cross chest. Trust me, I said the wrong thing. So Amarith makes it to the first guard kill room out of leading out of escape at about 3:15, so that'll give us a good time point to compare Fant. Approximately 35 seconds late, correct. And based on the tracker, it does look like we have both red crystals in the light world as well. And Dark Cross was another bomb fill. Lots and lots of bombs in escape is a very nice sight because you are guaranteed to be able to get to these 3 checks back here. Bombs and escape. Absolutely none or in every chest, says chat. Alright, and our last check for Hyrule Castle, we have a nice sub-6 escape from Amarith, and Fant is just preparing to leave the building, and 300 rupees from the Sanctuary check. So money is not a problem for this early game. We'll be able to pick up Bottle Merchant if we go to Kakariko. And also a very quick sub-6 escape with the bow from Fant. So both runners have obviously practiced bow escape quite a bit. Just single rupee on the tier, I'm going to say 2 tree pole. And there's even more bombs. Even more bombs. So we are getting a little route divergence. Fant is checking the lumberjack ledge. And if this is an item, we'll be able to see something. We'll be able to see if we have to kill Aga. And it's just a heart container, so we will likely not be picking that up. Still very good information to have. And here in Blind's Hideout, 5 items. Very good chance for getting something useful. Or 10 arrows. 20 arrows. We got a bug net, so that's a good item to have. Lots of money and some arrows. But most importantly, there's a bug net. Kakariko well, another 5 items. As Fant enters the blind hideout to pick up his bug net and arrows. Useful get an arrow refill after doing a bow escape. And for 100 rupees, we purchase a piece of heart. A very slow progression so far from Kakariko. Doesn't want to give us the goods this time. But does give us 300 more rupees from the chicken house. Very common for us to see a play like this going into Kakariko after escape, because it's one of the densest item check locations. Unfortunately, sometimes it just ends up being a very dense lot of not much. It just bombs on the library ledge. And with a lot of not much, Amarith is going with a blind check of the race game. For our silvers, we've gotten 2 bows and not too much else. So that was a very good blind check, to be honest, because we were able to get the silvers and save a little bit of time. But it doesn't always pay out like that. We have an Ether Medallion on the Hylia Island. That could be important, and we do need a mirror to get there, in addition to the Dark World. And Hobo didn't give us anything remarkable. Now, where does Fant go from here? Looks like Fant is going with the direct to South Shore route. As Amarith takes the Whirlpool that takes you to Zora's Domain. And the Waterfall of Wishing. And there is a glove at the waterfall today. We're going to see what's under the floodgate and just a piece of heart on Zora's ledge. Just 20 rupees at the floodgate today, underwater. And on the big fish himself, King Zora sells us for 500 rupees. 20 rupees. We got a life lesson today, folks. Ooh, goes down just a little too far and walks out of the cave. And 5 items in the back of mini. There's our other glove. We have both gloves sighted. So we have 2 gloves, but no Moon Pearl or Hammer. So we still need the Moon Pearl to have Dark World access. It looks like Fant is going to be taking the... Fant is buying bombs north of Hylia. And will you be jumping in the water here today, Fant? Yes, you are. So Fant will be following a similar route by the look of it. Picking up the Hobo and possibly routing into Zora. With Amaris picking up her Titan's Mitts out of Mini Moldorm Cave. Which currently don't unlock anything. But they're very important items because even if you have Ice, Mire, and Turtle Rock as pendants, you still need the mitts to get to Ganon's tower. Now, Amaranthe is giving us a new check here with Ice Rod Cave. These crabs, while you have blue mail, they only do 1 heart of damage. That's still a lot of health when you only have 6 hearts total. With our first bottle. And Amarith is going toward Eastern Palace. So Hasrala and Eastern. Depending on what you find here in the back of Saha's, can determine if you go toward... Well, you got the lamp, so that does incentivize going to Pendant Eastern. It is now a fully clearable green pendant, so there are 4 items attached to it. And it looks like Fant is also going to be going into Eastern Palace as well. So far, 2... Looks like 2 dungeon items in the front of Eastern. And then we have a big key in the third check along the way, which means we'll be able to pick up this big chest for what I think is our first item. Oh, thank you, Akir, for keeping me honest. Turns out it was the second item there. This is why we have trackers. They are likely paying slightly more attention than I am as I'm going between both screens to make sure I'm not missing the action. And we got our third item from the vanilla big key check, which means we will be getting a compass and the green pendant off of Armos Knights. And Fant is opting to leave with the items rather than go for the green pendant. So this could be an interesting route divergence here. And with Silver Arrows, this Armos Knights fight is a very quick fight, as Fant is going up Death Mountain. And Amarith will be going back for that pendant turn, and that is our Moon Pearl on the Old Man. So we have Dark World access. Unfortunately, taking a death from the boulders from the sky. Fant going back up the mountain, find the second item. As Amarith is heading toward the sick kid to check what that bottle turns into, and there are boots on Spectacle Rock. So our Moon Pearl is on the Old Man turn-in, and we need a mirror to get the Pegasus boots. And Fant will be our first runner into the Dark World in this seed. So we'll be able to get a quick Dark World map check. Pendant Thieves, Pendant Turtle Rock. And with 2 red crystals in Light World, that means the other 5 dungeons in the Dark World are our blue crystals. Which means we may not need to find that ice rod today. And welcome, Raiders from ZeldaSpeedRuns 2 to another Legend of Zelda Randomizer Challenge Cup match. We have a Game 3 here as well. And Skullwoods is definitely not playing as nice. The Lumberjack check was a heart container. Fant checked it earlier in the match, so... While I didn't see Amarith make the check, those boots are rude. And it sounds like my co-com, IB Karma, has arrived. How are you doing today, Karma?
Doing good. Just got done calming the other match on ZeldaSpeedRuns 2.
Well, let me fill you in real quick. We had a Bow Escape, and Silvers were on Race Game.
Well, that's good. That's a nice seed.
And we had Mitts by South Shore and Moon Pearl on the Old Man. And we just made it to Dark World, so...
Okay, so this is going pretty smoothly then so far. Let's see, one green pendant dungeon. Green pendant, I'm guessing, turned into nothing?
10 arrows.
So I do know this is game 3 between these runners. I do know one came from Invitational League, and the other one, it was in the Open League.
I know... We have a sword. So...
Oh, is that our first sword?
That is our first sword.
Okay, so we were swordless up until Dark World. That's great. And I know a lot of people just got through hearing my voice. We got raided by the Zelda Speedruns 2.
Yes, we did. But I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, and Cannabarna. Cannabarna's not bad.
The best item to kill blind in his dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a seed where they had neither one of the invincibility items.
Luckily, with no swords, you can also note this was not an Agaseed.
That's a good one. I mean, so far this sounds like a pretty nice seed. There's a red bottle.
And that is going to be Fant's first bottle.
Guessing other bottle was inside Eastern?
Ice Rod Cave.
Ah, okay, so Fant did skip Ice Red Cave?
He did. And it looks like he's bailing from Thieves Town after the front 4. With 2 items in the back only, and no hammer. Oh, that's right. Akir points out that Fant ran out of bombs in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Okay, so what checks are they different in then? Because it looks like Hammerith finished up Eastern, so probably did all of Eastern. Fant didn't, right?
Fant bailed on the boss is all.
Oh, okay.
The big difference is Fant has been to the front of Skullwoods.
Okay, so they're pretty close then. They're actually almost on top of each other on checks.
That's correct. And Amarith picks up her sword from C-shaped house.
Okay, and Amarith is check sick kid. Okay.
Ah, yes, and Amarith is check sick kid, as that was Fant's first bottle.
And I'm guessing also sick kid was nothing.
It was nothing, correct.
Cool. That should pretty much catch me up. Now we're just doing a bunch of Dark World checks. I get to see what dungeons we have.
Oh,
5,
right.
6
And,
both in the Light World. That's nice.
and boots are on Spectacle Rock.
Okay, so we want Mirror. How early do we want Mirrored? Do we want mirror before hammer?
That depends. Do you want boots before then?
Don't know, because I think if you're going up to get boots, do you want to do the whole right side of the mountain while you're up there?
And ether is possibly required. We don't know yet, and it's on Hylia Island. And we did pick up the blacksmith, and we're checking our dark overworld now.
Yeah, a little round the world trip with mirrorless blacksmith. Always a little fun trip. I mean, just taking him to Stumpy and probably Hype Cave.
If you wanted, you could take him all the way out to Catfish, because we did already check Zora. So, it's not worth waiting for him here, specifically.
No, we do have flippers, so yeah, they can go around to Pyramid and Catfish. Nice. Make that blacksmith swim.
It won't hurt him, he's a frog. And Hype Cave, 5 items, starting off with bombs. Well, there's the hammer.
Alright, well, and hookshot.
And
okay.
hookshot.
That's a 10 out of 10, probably just with those two.
So, that is one of the better Hype Caves we've seen in a while, isn't it, Karma?
Oh yeah, I just came from a 2 out of 10. It had only blue melt.
Coming in, we're going to probably see Blacksmith delivered here next.
Kind of feels a little bad because you got blacksmith. Well, I guess you can do hammer pegs on the way to pick up purple chest whenever you do that.
It's been a while since we've had Hype Cave live up to its name.
I mean, has it really lived up to its name since when was it actually Hype V17, like 14 versions ago? And then everybody complained it was too good, and then it was never good again.
And Fant taking this opportunity to check Sick Kid as well.
He's in bed with a bundle of arrows. Interesting.
Not our place to complain.
It is our place to ask questions on why he would have arrows in bed.
Why would he have anything else in bed with him?
That's true. I could see him giving you a piece of armor, then you could say he's giving you clothes off his back.
And a boomerang on blacksmiths. I don't feel like getting into the argument of which boomerang is better, so...
Oh, we haven't found the red cane either.
Not yet, but it'll be out there.
So no T-Rock, no Thieves Town, no Eastern.
And we've got Amerith. It looks like both runners might be doing Palace of Darkness, just from different directions.
Well, it looks like Fant could check Pyramid on the way. And, yep.
And Amerith could check Pyramid on the way out, so it works either way.
But do you really want to walk out? That walk out of pod area is so long.
It's a long walk in, too.
Ooh, sword.
That's a back and forth, so the Pyramid check does pay out here for Fant.
I like swords. They kill stuff quicker. They make stuff easier.
I mean, if you're good with a hammer, the hammer's still better than the Master Sword. And entering pod. Anytime you have a boat to start, it feels like it's not a bow-locked pod. Hookshot for a stun means the hammer's not the worst thing here either, because for a lot of enemies it does mean it's super easy to hit things.
Alright, so mostly front of pod is mostly going to be keys. There can be 1 or 2 items in the front, depending on the key layout.
This is true. And we like it when the big key's one of the ones in front.
I think big key takes one of the item placements, though. So I think
it does.
I think we have the option for 1 non-key up front now.
Yeah. The way pod key logic works in non-key sanity modes, at least 4 of the front 6 checks are going to be small keys.
Yeah, our people behind the randomizer don't want you to lock yourself out. We really don't. That used to be a potential thing sometime long ago.
And with our tracker has pointed out that the compass was also in front, so these 2 checks are both small keys.
Oh, we found compass in front. Interesting. So, what are we gonna have in the back? What's our items gonna be out of here? Are we gonna find anything good in here?
30 arrows, 3 bombs, and a shield. That's my guess.
You really don't want to be nice to these runners, do you?
I'm just being realistic with how this randomizer likes to work.
That's true, too. It does like to put stuff in really bad locations.
The advantage of getting the compass and the big key from these front 2 checks means that we know that vanilla big key check Amerith just walked past is a guaranteed small key.
Yep, it's a key for a key. Doesn't need to open it. Pod key logic is probably one of the best things you can learn. That and Ice Palace logic. But Ice Palace logic takes a while to dip your head around.
I still don't understand, and I've been doing this game for a year.
Figuring out if Ice Palace's bow or Samaria locked, or etc, etc.
And Amerith is giving us the hammer jump, and unfortunately misses it on the first try. But I'm not against a hammer jump when you have a spare key and the big key, because you can just loop the dungeon like that. It just means that if you miss more than once, I still believe that makes it much slower. Well, there's the shield I called.
Alright, let's see if we got 30 bombs and 30 arrows.
I certainly hope we don't have 30 bombs.
20 rupees.
Pod's already let me down.
Well, I mean, if people we knew were here, they would say it's not pendant and pod, it can't have stuff.
Eh. When we get into... We have... Every other item here is either a key or an item. So 2 of these 4 checks here are keys, and the boss has a guaranteed item. Because we didn't map in the Dark Maze.
That is true, and there's another bottle. Don't think we need any more bottles. Okay, that means key for a key behind the Harmless Hallway.
Still a key you want to grab, because the fastest way to get to the front is... Well, look, there's that not pendant pod comment you were talking about in chat.
Yeah, but that's the wrong person.
Close enough.
True. I guess we'll give it to you, Windfox.
But with... Ooh, takes an unfortunate death to the hard hat beetles.
Won't take too long to run back up there, though. That wasn't the worst death. At least it wasn't downstairs.
Yeah. Luckily with a lamp, because low heart turtle room is a little bit hard to do consistently in the dark. Luckily, we have a lamp, so we don't have to try and do that today.
You mean you don't like just mad spamming the hammer and praying?
I mean, I do. Fant leading these hard hat beetles on a merry dance.
Yeah, he's checked the back, so they're both pretty close. Again, almost right on top of each other. The only difference is Fant's done Pyramid and has sword number 2.
And a 35-second delay between them due to what we think might have been a technical difficulty on Fant's side.
Okay, it's actually a delay and not the timer being off.
We're not sure, but I'm giving benefit of doubt that was a technical difficulty.
Okay, so technically Fant is a little bit ahead then.
Just slightly, but Master Sword doesn't make that much time up on Helma Sword, especially when you have silver arrows.
Yeah, I mean, it's hammer silver. So you're just going to hammer it off the face and then silver it once and it's over. It makes no difference.
This room is one of my favorites, though. I do love the turtle room.
Turtle's not playing nice. There we go.
Very nice turtle room from Fant with that Master Sword spin. So do you think Helma's going to have anything important for progression?
Don't know. It's the only chance we got left for Pod to have anything. What do we need here? What do we have open? I guess is the better question. We have the mountain. I think the progression is going to be on the mountain.
Yeah, I'd imagine a mountain as well, because it just came open to us.
Yeah, and it's all of light and dark mountain. I mean, it's amazingly open.
And one silver arrow to the great big green gem, and down goes the Helma's King.
And with that, like, Amarith may not go check Pyramid. Amarith may just go up the mountain. Because that's a lot of checks open up there.
It is, but that does orphan Pyramid pretty hard.
It does. It does, but there is 2 more swords in the seed. You only need 1. Yep, there's the save and quit.
And like that, Amarith save and quits right out.
Yeah, because I think you go up there because you're looking at... You can get Hera out of the way. And they're both going mountain. Yeah, you can get Hera out of the way, which is a 5-6. If you happen to find Flute and Mirror, that gives you access to the other 5-6, or Book.
And if you happen to get Mirror here, you jump off of Hera and go get your boots.
That is true as well. But I think this just has the most density. I think you have to make this play.
Between Hera and East and Dark Death Mountains, there are 16 items.
Yeah,
17 including Spike Cave.
You just have to make this play. And you don't really have a choice. What would be your next logical play? I mean, there's Literacy, that's desert.
Nice book, and a boomerang. This one's off to a start.
Yeah, do you really want to find Mirror, though? Because Mirror puts Swamp open early.
We need to do Swamp anyways.
Yeah, I know, but you don't want to do it early. It's not the dungeon you want to have to go into in full clear.
I mean, if you're looking for items, Swamp does have 6 crystals. Or 6 crystals. It has 6 items to work with, and there is a single arrow.
And half magic.
Half magic is a nice find.
Yeah, I'd take half magic, boomerang, and literacy so far. That's not bad.
Book is big for Fant here.
Oh yeah, because that lets him check the tablet, which Amarith can look at but not get.
Unless there's a sword somewhere up here. 10 arrows on floating island, so finally a visible check we don't need to pick up. Oh wait, Lumberjack was a heart container, so we already didn't need to worry about that. And dead rocks are everyone's favorite enemies.
Yep, Fant getting bullied a little bit. And here comes the check that one's going to be able to grab, one's not.
And here's hoping for roughly that. That works.
300 rupees, yeah, another dead rock block for Fant. These dead rocks are not liking him.
No, they love him.
Yeah, 1,200 rupees. I think I'd feel good about my money situation. Still, not having mirror makes some of this really awkward as far as routing. It's just like not as smooth as it could be.
The money situation is also really good when you look at the fact that we've already done King Zora.
That does make it way better. And they've already done Pod too. And they've already done all the money.
There's nothing they need to spend money on right now. Getting the big key here is actually really good, because we'll get to see how good these runners are at Harapot.
First try for Amarith with a little bit of buffering. Same with Fant's buffering as well.
Making use of that bug net we got in Kakariko.
First try for both of them.
They're probably quite practiced. It's kind of an essential trick for being slightly competitive in this game. And there's our first item in the Hera Big Chest. What these runners do not want to see right now is which dungeon I would. We don't want to see the gap on Moldorm.
If they do, they have the option to go down there or skip it.
I don't think I'd skip it in this scenario myself.
I could see it. It's one check. It's a long check. You have 4, 5, 6, 7 more checks on Dark Death Mountain, including Spike Cave.
Yes, 7 more.
So your odds are better, but you do orphan it. You are last locating it if you do decide to skip it.
Moldorm is not playing nice for Marith today. So now we see who goes to the basement, if either runner does.
They could both decide to do it. I can see not wanting to skip it. I could see both plays being logical, realistically, and Fant's going straight back in.
If you're going to do it, you do it now.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, they're both doing it, so that's fine. I almost feel like if you feel like you're the better person on execution, that you're the person that would probably do it versus the person who feels like they're behind on execution.
Both runners got what we refer to in this community as the coffee break.
Curious to see what they find in here, though. So Fant got off a little early to set up a Death Warp.
Good foresight on setting up the Death Warp.
Leaving himself with 2 hearts so he doesn't accidentally just get roasted by something. And another sword.
So that puts Fant at Tempered and Amarith at Master.
So Amarith is walking out, whereas Fant got the Death Warp out. So Fant was a little bit faster by setting up that Death Warp. We'll be over checking Dark Death Mountain stuff soon.
First, the check through Spiral Cave.
True, we do have Spiral Cave. I was like, I wonder if he's going to take the T-Rock, but yeah, we do have to jump down anyway, so we're going to get Spiral Cave into Super Bunny into Hookshot. A lot more speedy checks. So actually we had 8, because I didn't count Spiral Cave.
And Spiral Cave, not a check you want to orphan either.
Same with Spike. You want to get all this done if you can. I mean, you could have to come back up and dip T-Rock at some point, depending when you find Samaria.
I don't think we'd want to find Samaria up here right now. We don't have either elemental stick. Besides, we don't want to go into Turtle Rock.
We also don't have any medallions, which sort of helps their situation.
And we don't want to go into Turtle Rock.
True. Doesn't mean we won't have to.
There's always progression in Turtle Rock.
Wanting to and having to are 2 different things.
And Fan misses the second block clip. Unfortunate. It's a little bit tricky setup. You can't be too far to the left on it, or you get stuck like Fant did.
It's so interesting knowing that their time's a little bit off, but they're so close together on the screen. Like, they're literally on each other's footsteps. That block?
Block?
I've never seen that.
Why is that? What?
I don't think I've ever seen that. I missed what the medallion requirement for T-Rock was.
So did I. I was more interested in what was going on with that block.
And so far, still nothing. No progression up on the mountain. Yeah, no progression on the mountain at all.
And Fant is bailing on the mountain here.
Yeah, he's leaving Spike Cave. So Spike Cave is on the table. Oh yeah, Kate.
And we'd need Mir to get into Turtle Rock, because Ether is on Hylia Island.
I think that was Ether for T-Rock right there. Yeah, that's what was marked up by our tracker. Or no, that was what was marked on the Maris tracker, sorry.
Yeah, it was Ether on... We need Ether to get into Turtle Rock, so we need Mir to get into Turtle Rock because of it.
And here's going to be a divergence here. Amarith is going to go check Spike.
Fant's checking our last Sphere 0.
Oh, nobody checked the Gina's Cave?
No one checked the Gina's Cave.
Yeah, he's checking the Gina's Cave, then going to the desert. I mean, I like this play too. But you're hard orphaning the Spike Cave. And it was
Which
nothing.
isn't a bad thing.
The Gina's Cave, also nothing. What's our next piece of progression going to be, Zeke? What do you think we're finding?
Mir.
It pretty much has to be Mirror, right? Because what is Fire Rod open? Did they already get both items out of Skullwoods?
I don't remember for certain.
Because Fire Rod doesn't open a lot by itself. Boots could open a bit.
Fire Rod does open quite a bit right now, actually.
But Boots are by a mirror.
Fire Rod Ice
Ice Palace, true. Yeah, so Fire Rod or Mirror have to be found pretty soon.
Flute could be found. But we're going to see here shortly. Are we boots?
Flute would give us the entire mire, yes. We are boots locked. Desert is not the answer. Man, just realized it. So, catfish? What else do they got other than catfish?
Purple chest, hammer pegs, whatever's on bumper ledge, and catfish.
It looks like Fant's going back up for Spike.
And the back of Pendant Thieves.
Alright, so back of Pendant Thieves, Dark World, like the hammer pegs and stuff. Okay. So a lot of not good checks. Got it. I mean, the densest area is to go do Pendant Thieves, hammer pegs, and purple chest. Fan slashing the
Ninth rage slash at the boobs. And honestly, at this point, with us having to go up here again for the Spike Cave, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I actually don't hate that play. If since Amarith hasn't done Skullwoods, you could do the entire front of Skullwoods into Catfish Pyramid. It sucks, but
Oh, and Fant can go back to Ice Rod Cave.
if he's worried he forgot something in Sphere Zero, yeah. It's kind of, no, he's going somewhere. They're both going towards Thieves Town area. But again, Amarith could just be going Skullwoods. I feel Amarith is probably going to go into the front of Skull, and
Since she hasn't checked it yet, it's a possible play. It's possibly two items in front of Skull versus two items in Thieves and the Overworld.
I feel like Fant's going to do Hammer Pegs first for some reason. We'll see. I could argue go ahead and going into Thieves, but because it just makes the routing cleaner if you do Thieves into both of the other checks.
And here's our bumper ledge check coming up.
Oh, true. Both of them are actually going to go check it. Or nope. Fant's going down
Fant's
towards Hammer
going
Pegs.
south. This is going to be Hammer Pegs. 3 bombs on bumper ledge.
Alright, that's those spot eliminated. And we got front of Skull coming from Amarith, which you said Fant's already checked all of it, including the middle chest?
I believe... I don't remember if middle chest, but the front cluster, absolutely.
Okay.
Our tracker said
Middle chest. Okay.
middle chest. So, I cannot say thank you enough to Akir for keeping track of this for me.
Mushroom and Hammer Peg.
Mushroom.
We love our fetch quests.
Let's pick up another while we're here, shall we?
I mean, it's actually not terrible, because now you can do Purple Chest into Whirlpool up to Mushroom.
This is true. A lot of runners forget about that Whirlpool by Link's house.
Actually, very good to it actually routes in very well, so I'm less mad at it. And that red hard hat beetle, jeez.
Can it be less rude, please?
There we go.
Chat saying, so just play cross keys to know about that Whirlpool.
That is true. That is a common opening to go up there and get that witch's hut out of the way. So it looks like save and quit, but still gonna go check Mushroom. Or not.
No, he's going. He's going.
It's not by Whirlpool. Huh.
He's going on foot.
So a little bit of a time sink here, walking to it.
Like I said, not every runner knows about that Whirlpool either.
True, and he may not be a cross keys runner. He might not play that mode at all. Some people do not like certain modes of this game.
This room is terrible without Cadence Mario. And that Gibdo really likes to camp the door.
And the answer is Skullwoods is nothing.
And the mirror's right there.
Yep, mirror on Mushroom.
Mirror on Mushroom behind Hammer Pegs.
Not the worst sequence it could have been, but still not great.
With boots behind the mirror so you can't do the hammer dash.
Yep, I mean, I'm guessing going straight up and getting boots is Fant's next play.
Do you blame him?
Nope. He's gonna go grab boots. The mountain's completely done after that. You just hope you don't have to come back for TR. Then you're gonna go do your boots checks up by Sanctuary.
And mirror checks around Dark World, and probably leading us to Swamp Palace here.
Yep. I mean, I could see you going swamp first. You could go swamp before you do mirror checks. You may even be able to do them before boots checks. I don't know, because you can always route boots in with Graveyard Ledge if you really want to.
Chat discussing swamp into desert.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, I like both of those options.
I think I prefer desert into swamp, like our tracker's suggesting.
Yeah, I like both of those options. And Amarith is doing the exact same thing that Fant did, just a little bit behind.
I don't blame her for... We're running out of options on Amarith's side.
Yep, avoiding that back of Thieves Town.
Pendant Thieves Town, Purple Chest, Northeast Dark World, and now the Mushroom.
So straight into Swamp for Fant.
What's amazing is how many items we're still missing an hour in.
Let's see, for Go Mode we're missing Unknown Medallion, Flute, Fire Rod, and Cane. It's not too bad.
And here's that Whirlpool we were talking about.
Yeah, this is going to make up a little bit of that time for on Amarith's side, by just this being a little bit faster.
Anyone looking to learn some randomizer tech, remember that Whirlpool.
Also emptying bottles to pick up potions.
And I imagine Amarith will be going straight back for the Pegasus boots here too. And there's a king.
You dropped your cane in Swamp today?
It's not my cane on here. At least not here. That's
am I messing? Oh, Fire Rod's required for Skullwoods.
Yeah, Fire Rod is required for Skullwoods because we cannot get to Mothula.
I was like, did I make a mistake? A new T-Rock was a pendant. True. Yeah, ice too.
Yeah. So Fire Rod can open up Ice Palace. The cane does nothing for us yet in terms of progression. What it does do is makes it easier to do left side swamp.
Left side Swamp, Ice Palace. Also just helps us with Mire when we get there.
And J-Bone is actually not one check in Turtle Rock. We can't get in yet.
No, depending on key layout, we can go all the way to Laser Bridge.
How are you getting in?
Oh yeah, no medallion.
Oh right, Ether's on the island. We can get in.
Oh yeah, we can get in. Yes.
There are so many checks we need to keep track of today.
And you said most of the visible checks were something, so library was armor.
Library was nothing, I don't think.
Oh, okay, library was nothing in this one. And lumberjack?
Heart. Yeah. It's just we have to keep track of a couple of visible checks, and it's hard to keep track of those.
Marith is doing the boot check real quick.
Not a bad choice.
Fire Rod.
Fire Rod?
Yeah, I think you just go out and you do Skull, yeah.
That's big for Amarith here.
I mean, it's not going to be hard for Fant to find that, but Fant is full clearing Swamp. So
depending on where our other items are, that could cut down on Swamp for Amarith as well.
Yeah, because we're just missing Flute now from Knowledge, and one medallion. Ooh, Shovel. Left side Swamp.
Shovel, left side Swamp. Just where you want to find a fetch quest, right?
Vanilla Flute?
Please, no. As a
Vanilla?
runner... What?
Vanilla? I like Vanilla Flute.
As a runner of this game, no one should want Vanilla Flute behind left side Swamp.
It's better than Vanilla Flute behind Pedestal.
I've had that. It was unfortunate.
Master Shovel. I remember we had somebody who wished Master Shovel every single seed.
Right, and we're getting a big route divergence here now.
Oh yeah, with that fire rod find, Marith may go straight into ice, but wouldn't have Kane if they decided to skip.
Big chest,
If
map. We don't want to see the compass in the next 2 checks, or else we have to go back in for the item.
All right, boss has item or compass. This is true.
As good a place Swamp Palace is for shovel, it's still left side swamp.
Plus, more than likely, you're going from here to Bombo's tablet to desert.
Hey, look, simultaneous boss fights. We have a very quick Argus Puff kill. Tempered Sword will do that, though, and Mothula goes down for Amarith with the big key.
Yeah, I know Fant is...
More importantly, according to Amarith's personal tracker that we can see, all the items are collected anyways.
Yeah, the 2 items, I guess, were in the front. Oh, one just got brought back. No, we can get a ped check, too. That would be interesting. That would be big knowledge.
And we got the compass.
What could be on ped at this point? The medallion for Meyer.
Flute.
Or flute. Yeah, either one of them can be, so yeah. Getting a ped check.
And we're about to get that ped check, I think.
I'm okay with this. Is this a ped seed? Nope.
No. Just couch cash, so $20.
Alright, so... Curious. Swamp was kind of devoid, except for the shovel.
Yeah, we can't say it was empty until we check the shovel.
Yeah, Kane.
And Kane. We cannot forget the Kane.
We're not going to forget the cane, but past that, which is the first chest. And Bombo's tablet is nothing. Where is Amarith headed? Oh,
big chest Skullwoods. There's 1 item left.
This could be big if this is the flute. Nope. We still have 2 items in desert as well. We have 2 items in desert plus the 5/6. Gosh, what are you not wanting to see? You're not wanting to see desert empty. If desert's empty, that makes the likelihood that T-Rock is a thing way higher.
Amarith is taking this to Graveyard Ledge.
Might go all the way to
King's Tomb. And I would definitely take this out to Catfish while you're here, because otherwise you have no... Actually, the only other chance you have is when you finish Desert and do Swamp.
Yeah, when you do your 5/6 turn in, your big bomb, which we know is going to give Tempered Sword minimum from the Pyramid Ledge.
Is not getting King
the
Flute in Desert, so that was a very, very required Book of Mudora.
So last thing we require is a medallion of some sort.
And if it's Ether, we know where it is.
And that'll be go mode for Fant then? No, he needs Fire Rod off of Bonk Rocks, which I'm sure that he'll do Bonk Rocks fairly soon when he gets into his dungeons not having anything. Catfish was nothing.
I imagine we'll be seeing a trip towards swamp, maybe desert.
I have hammer out, so yep, desert
And
first.
we are getting desert first. 5-6 routes. You can route from swamp to Pyramid Fair. Nope, swimming across.
I actually like that play, especially with us knowing that Flute is in desert. Because Flute would have made fluting back to 4 and doing swamp even better.
No, Bombos tablet, actually. Could be a Bombos into desert here. Because if you're doing swamp, desert into swamp, you don't have a good route without backtracking. Slightly too far on the quick swap, ends up bug netting the Bombos tablet. You can't put it in your bottle.
Going back to swamp, it looks like. Which is not a bad play. We know it has one required item. It's just how far do you dig into...
It is going back. It will be going to desert, and will be jumping the ledge to go back down, and that way to go back to the Dark World.
I like that. I like that portal.
So, very good thinking ahead for the portal. And Fant will be going to our...
Oh, this is going to be... This is going to be 1 out of 3 go mode for Fant.
We'll be finding out what our go mode medallion will be once we get to the Mire area.
Yeah, what's Fant going to do first? Is he going to go check Mire area? Or is he just going to wipe out Skullwoods?
Skullwoods is not that long of a time, but I would not be against seeing the early check of Mire area, just so you know, because if you see Ether, you know where it is.
Yeah, and that means that one item in Skullwoods you don't care about.
Precisely.
This is interesting. Let's see what happens here.
The duck has been awoken.
Is going to go to Mire, just from that way that Fant walked.
Yeah, he was waiting for the cooldown for the duck.
We were about to find out. And it could just be, even if it's one of the other two, it could just be sitting here in the Mire area.
Exactly. But when you already know where one medallion is, if this happens to be... It's Bombos on Mire.
Roll a fire?
So we absolutely need the Bombos medallion.
Roll a fire?
I wouldn't be surprised.
If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Roll of Fire states that a fire source usually locks a fire source in Ice Palace.
And Checkerboard Cave likes to have progression in it when you're looking for it. Unless it happens to be the progression that gets you into Misery Mire. And today is Magic Powder. I will never say no to Magic Powder. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hate it in a way, though, because now you gotta go check that at some point.
Another fetch quest. But it's also an excellent safety.
Bombos and T-Rock?
Please no.
It would make the seed very, very interesting. Because now I think Fant has to check the last item in Skullwoods, which will put the parity to checks back to equal. Especially if Emerth does the entirety of Swamp, including left side. Did Fant check Shovel yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So we still have Shovel Spot too.
And neither runner has done K45 either.
Yeah, with the way they're routing, I think it's going to be... Marith's probably going to check K45. If Amerith picks up Shovel, might be the first to check Shovel too.
The biggest difference right now is combat. That Tempered Sword does speed up combat for Fant right now.
Yep, a quick phase 1 fire rod kill by Marathon Lemel.
What a menu! Missing every item but the fire rod in that second row.
I mean, do you really want to find the ice rod? We know where Ether's at.
It's just a striking menu.
Our Go mode is one of the other spots on that, and Quake we know is completely useless.
Which is why I'm expecting the first medallion we find other than Ether to be Quake.
I mean, technically, I guess Quake isn't useless. You can turn dead rocks into jellies.
Not a bad thing. But you have to go through the fire
so
break animation for that.
Amarith is about to find out the news. Amarith's already done Skull Woods though, so where does Amarith go from here? Does Amarith go straight into Swamp? Does Amarith do 5-6 turn in and check Pyramid Ledge? Ice can go to Ice Palace.
Straight to Mire right now, I think.
Yeah, I know that, but then after the Mire check-in and finding out Bombos.
Straight to Swamp.
Or the 5-6 turn in.
True, if you do 5-6 turn in and find your Go mode, you then can Go mode Swamp.
Well, you won't find Go mode because Kane's in the front of Swamp.
Which makes it almost Go mode Swamp. But no, we're going straight into Cave 45.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I would have guessed this, like, routing in a million years.
With Amarith's current load, there's no better place to get to Cave 45.
True. But it's sad because we know where Shovel's at.
That oddity with the swimming was getting stuck on a rock. The swimming mechanics in A Link to the Past are terrible.
Yeah, Magic Bat. It looks like that might be where he's going. No, he's got to go check Big Chest. That's right. Last item was in Big Chest.
And we all know... And here's our Pyramid Fairy check.
So, Pyramid Fairy before Swamp.
Again,
this is big, because if this is Bombos... They're going to get Bombos and Tempered. And the first chest, yeah, that's a big deal.
I have never seen a bomb jump setup that Fant just did. Amarith doing a...
Very nicely done.
Lets you dash through there. I'm not sure how much time it actually saves, but it looks cool. And we're on Restream, so that's what matters.
We got North Dark World checks for Fant. So still clearing. They're clearing the same checks, both of them.
Amarith almost ran back go to the cave before realizing that was a sword. So that gives us a tempered sword on both runners. And here is our Pyramid Fairy.
Is it Bombos? Ice Rod.
No, it's Ice Rod and Quake!
Ice Rod.
No! No, game! That's wrong!
Oh, man. Now if you're Amarith, you're going into Swamp. If you're Fant, I don't know what you're doing.
Here's the King's Tomb check we haven't seen.
Oh no, we're going to get Ether.
You got the Ice Rod, so you got the Ice Rod.
Still grabbing Ether and going. No, not going to Ice Palace. I figured going to Ice Palace.
No, we're going to Mire because we got the Quake Battalion. We don't know. Amarith does not know what the medallion is currently.
So got 2 medallions just in case. 66%. Gotcha. It's going to get blown by the 33, yep.
Yeah, 66% and it still misses.
Yeah, this seed is like, do you want to go to Turtle Rock today?
I told you Quake was going to show up first.
True. What does Fant do next? I think Fant goes and does Pyramid Fairy, but then what does Fant do after Pyramid Fairy?
Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock,
I
right?
mean, you still got Ice. Ice is a required dungeon, so I think you do have to get Ice out of the way.
Yeah, and Ice is not a bad play here, because you have the Fire Rod, you have the Cane.
You have Magic Bat, and you also have Shovel.
I am dying to know what that shovel check is.
It's Ice Palace. Alright, if it's in Ice Palace, I'd say Fant has a commanding lead.
Amarith is giving us that Magic Bat check immediately.
Well, maybe not commanding lead, but a really strong lead.
Fant did a flute to 8 rather than take the Whirlpool right there at Zora, according to Incoherent in the chat.
Alright, nothing on Magic Bat. If Fant's had this Shovel forever and it's on Shovel, Fant might not even forget he has Shovel now that he has Flute.
His tracker says he's checked it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just missed him checking it.
So when do you go to the back of Pendant Thieves?
Probably, I don't know. Do you do it before you do T-Rock? T-Rock has more checks.
But if it's in Thieves, you only have to make one mountain trip.
Okay, according to Iker, he may have checked it and it may have been a red 20.
I don't know what we were watching when we missed it, but...
Alright, so we got... Big Key.
Nice Big Key.
We're probably going to find it here nice.
We hope it's nice, otherwise we've gone to Pendant Dungeons.
There's one of the items.
And who wants to dive a Pendant Dungeon in this kind of scene? Because
No. If you're a Marith, do you do left side?
Fant also has green pendant to think about.
There's 2 items.
Fant has green pendant to think about here too.
Yeah, but that's 1 item versus 2 versus 5.
It's also
it's 5 for T-Rock, right? I'm not crazy.
6 when you include Mimic.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're going for density, so there's only 1 item left in Olive Ice.
If you're going for density, you do Turtle Rock. If you're going for not having climbed mountain, you don't do Turtle Rock.
Still 1 item left. It's either on the boss or Ice Tea. I'm just curious if Amarith does left side here. I guess it depends how behind Amarith feels at this point.
Amarith is go -1. And Fant is checking Iced Tea.
Yeah, still missing 1 item. I mean, you kind of have to. None of this feels great. Last item is not nice.
So, what are your thoughts on Pendant Dungeons, Karma?
I mean, I just watched, I just calmed a seed where all 3 pendant dungeons were required partially. And it was miserable.
So you wish we didn't have to.
Yeah, a little bit.
Amarith is at least committing to a initial skip of left side.
Yeah, the problem is we know there's 2 items over there and an item in the big chest.
And we also know none of them are important.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As long as we are sure that Shovel was checked, then yes. Eric's gonna go straight back up and check the big chest.
Now, interesting thing, this staircase is broken when you go back up after a diver down.
You can get up it if you hold a direction, I think. I think you have to hold right or left.
Yeah, but it's still broken. If you have to do some, it's still broken and doesn't work as intended.
True. It is still, it does not work as intended. So, the winner of this goes on to play, I believe, Homewrecker.
That is correct. The winner takes on Homewrecker, while the loser takes on Jetters to avoid elimination.
A Homewrecker in here watching potential opponents.
So, where does Fant go now?
It's a good question. Looks like Pat Ferry. With good check.
How many names can we use for the same check in this run, right?
I mean, it's still a good check. I mean, you need to get rid of it before you commit yourself to a pin that. With how close he is, does he go into East? Oh wait, K45.
K45.
With how close he is after Big Bomb, do you go do Eastern? Because that's the closest you're gonna. Well, I mean, you have Flute. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
It's one item
Versus 2. Versus having to grab Ether and climb the mountain. Well, he doesn't have Ice Rod yet. He's about to find out where Ice Rod is.
It's terrible. We have our shovel check.
Okay, he hasn't checked shovel. Okay. Heart container.
So, let's go back.
Dungeon.
Let's go back to our previously scheduled pension dungeons.
I don't know. They're all kind of equally bad. We're kind of in that mode. I mean, you've got one check off of Armos, which isn't a long check, and you get to go turn it in immediately. You got back at Thieves Town, which is like a medium long check, and then you've got having to grab Ether, run all the way up the mountain, and do Turtle Rock,
which is 6 checks,
but takes forever depending on where it is.
Exactly. Besides, we all know it's on Laser Bridge.
Like, I assume Marith is going to Ice. Yeah. Gonna full clear Ice.
It's the best play.
Yeah, and then from here, it's gonna be interesting to see what each of them do. Marith already has Ether. So that might lean Marith towards T-Rock more than maybe Fant would. But Fant can just go from right where he's at and go grab Ether. I don't know what I would do, actually.
This is an exciting race, though.
Like, Fant seeing both of those being like, oh no. Does save and quit. Where are you going?
To answer chat, Quake we just picked up out of Pyramid Ferry, and Ether Medallion is on Lake Hylia Island. Fant, are you going back to the Dark World to pick up your Ether Medallion?
Looks like it. It's the densest play available. So, realistically, you want to see Amerith do something other than T-Rock. Because that would be the biggest divergence play to put one of them at an advantage. Which Amerith's only other option is Thieves Town. So, Amerith's going to have the option between Thieves Town or T-Rock.
And in Amerith's situation, I like the Turtle Rock play because there are 6 items up there.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, you're probably going straight up to T-Rock. It'd just be interesting for the view to see divergence.
The nice Waffle House drive-thru. We got a super speeds through the crisscross rocks. Amarith was looking for the clip through the stairs.
See, America's gonna have to full check everything here, just like Fant did. Interesting. Went to set up for a bomb jump and then just dropped down the hole. Do you skip iced tea with one item left? Looks like the answer is yes. Nope. Never mind.
As always with Ether, do be warned that Ether is a very flashy spell, and if you have photosensitivity, it can be a little bit problematic sometimes.
I do think if it is here in T-Rock, Fant's definitely at an advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
If Amarith chooses to go to Thieves Town, then it could get really interesting.
I don't know where.
I don't think Amarith will. I think she's going to go straight to T-Rock because, again, density. But again, in the hope that this race remains interesting, I'll hope that T-Rock would, or that Amarith chooses Thieves Town for whatever reason. Because it would just keep it interesting instead of one person just being, half a dungeon ahead.
Especially a dungeon as boring as Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and with races of this caliber, being half a dungeon ahead is a lifetime.
And this dungeon... Turtle Rock is such a neat dungeon the first time you go through it. Excellent use of the sword beams to duplicate the fire rod damage.
So early T-Rock's a bust so far.
Like I said, if you need progression out of Turtle Rock, it's usually in Laser Bridge, because the front half has to be so many keys.
It's gonna be Mimic Cave. It's literally the only item we're missing. Alright, where are you fluting to? I'm guessing you're fluting to 1. Yep.
Item density.
Unfortunately, yes, item density.
Yes, to the question on the Chain Chomp. The Chain Chomp, while it can't be damaged, it does count as absorbing the hits from the cane, which can only do 5 instances of fighter sword damage before dissipating.
Yes, Ped was checked. Ped was just rubies. I think the best scenario for Amarith now is for T-Rock to be a bust, which is low chance. Because if T-Rock's a bust, I think the likelihood of Fant choosing Eastern before choosing Back of Thieves goes up. Which would probably put them closer to parity going into the GT area. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like if Amarith's best shot at this point, because like I said, for racers of this caliber, having this kind of lead is like an eternity. It's really hard to catch up when you're racing this caliber of a player.
The other big time could be saved when we get to that point is actually GT routing.
Yeah, but I would assume both of these players are either going to DM strat or hope DM strat to Compass Room. I don't think either one of them probably does left side.
You never know in this game, though.
mean, Fant's ahead on checks. Well, Butter's in Mimic Cave.
Well, I won't say no to free combat. What about you?
No, I mean, that makes our Ganon fight slightly quicker. Where in the world is Bombos is the question of the day.
Well, Laserbridge is looking pretty likely.
Or even behind Mr. Trinex himself.
You know why they call him Trinex, right?
I feel like I don't want to answer this.
It's because he has 4 necks.
That's why I didn't want to answer that one, chat. That's really why.
Alright, and we're coming up on Laserbridge. 4 checks. I believe we've seen both dungeon items. But there is one key.
And Fan has entered go mode at 134.54 according to his clock. So let's see how far behind Amarith is.
It is always Laserbridge. And Incoherent said I was stretching on my jokes. Saying I tried to make the joke work.
So the combat advantage is going to be evened up, and I think the big story of this seed, honestly, was Fant checking Pyramid earlier and having the sword advantage for a lot longer.
And now we're in my favorite dungeon. A lot of people don't care for this dungeon, especially when they first play the game, because let's face it, this dungeon layout is confusing. But after as long as I've played, this is probably my favorite dungeon in the game. So I'm always happy to see it, even if we have the potential of going through it at a very rapid clip. I wouldn't say it's as bad as the Water Temple Incoherent.
So we're at least going to be 3 minutes behind, maybe a little longer. Yeah, that's a lot of time at this level.
Guys, Misery Mire's not that bad.
So the only thing that Fant skipped that Amarith did was the boss of Eastern, right?
I think so.
But Amarith skipped Left Side Swamp.
Yeah.
And go mode at 138.22, so 3.5 minutes-ish.
And we have cutscene chest.
So what you're telling me is Big Key's in one of its 2 worst locations?
By 2 worst locations, you mean cutscene and map chest, right?
Cutscene and the one behind Big, yes.
But hey, there is literally nothing else the seed can give us that we want, outside of a pair of big keys in their dungeons. Look at the beautiful full inventory tracker right now, too. Oh no, it ended up in the lobby today. Struggling just a little bit with that rail clip.
Doing cutscene chests before lobby, that's interesting. That might let Amarith make up a little bit of time.
It could.
But Amarith would lose out on red mail, which I think Amarith would be fine with.
11 Hearts Blue, and I know Amarith does play quite a bit of spoilers, so you get in a spoiler seed, you end up with a lot less than this.
Okay, that half a heart's really scary.
How do you? Yeah, that's a bit scary.
I do not like that half a heart. Okay, has a blue potion chugging it. Okay. Does not have spooky set up, so having to do the long way of Mire. Is going lobby before cutscene, so is going to make up a little bit of time.
Won't have the red mail, but again, these runners don't need it.
Time at this point is more important. Getting bullied by that fire.
That fire snake is one of the... I'd say that fire snake is the second rudest fire snake in the game.
Not using silvers, doing butter spins.
Just as effective, honestly.
Yep. Really quick. And that fight is over. You blink and you miss the eyeball.
You blink because Vitreous didn't.
And that does give us 7 crystals. That does let us enter GT, which means we get to do a GT big key guessing game.
That's correct. There are 22 checks in the basements of Ganon's Tower. Get your guesses in for which check has the Ganon's Tower big key. And as I can see, you voted 8 in the game.
Yeah, I tend to go for single-digit numbers. They get picked less often. So I don't have to rethink and repick a number.
I like to go for 13 because several reasons.
A lot of people like to go for 13, though. Like, someone else picked it right behind you.
It's right in the middle, so just far enough to start getting concerned, and just far enough out that it's not... It's a relief when you find it. But the big key guessing game will close once we get to...
Urium, if you want to repick, if you can find a number that's not taken, you might want to repick, because he did snipe you on that one.
Yeah. Once we get into GT, I will be closing the game again, and we'll see who wins.
Also, Wind Fox got sniped too. He re-sniped though. He got 10.
Yeah. There's only 22 numbers you can pick, so with more than 22 guesses, people, you can't have everybody guess, unfortunately, but... Alright, get your last minute guess in.
3 is still open if nobody's picked a number. There we go. And 16 points.
So, And if they do different routes, I will not be closing it when Amarith finds it. It has to be when Fant finds the big key.
Hey, laggy shield.
Now I can look at my face and my shield. Small key on the torch.
I mean, this could come down to GT routing. This could come down to execution. But like I said, with runners of this caliber, how far ahead Fant is usually means that it's not possible to catch up unless something bad happens. Especially with how geared to the teeth they are.
Imagine if you know what the biggest thing that could happen is? A fall.
And that's 7 down. Still no key. Fant is going to go full left. Interesting.
It's not the worst choice.
Yeah, but if this could make a difference if Amarith has a DM strat.
It could. Or can't go full right because of the lack of keys in Hope Room.
So we are 8 down, no big key.
Well,
yeah.
Your 8 was wrong this time. I'm sorry, my friend.
It's okay. I mean, I guess 6 on the other seed, and it was 7, and 10 got the points.
Number 9 is not it. So 10 through 13 are here in Rando Room, which I didn't know existed when I first played this game.
And that's why it's called Rando Room, right?
Nobody sees this room unless you're looking for an item in GT, in a rando.
10, 11, 12, 13.
Well, that
All
room
right.
was bomb.
So here's the big deal. If Amarith goes right side from here, we still it could be a big difference in how this race turns out. And looks like is not. So Fant will keep the time advantage. Remember how I said I don't think either one of them's going to go left side? Both of them went left side.
So it's your fault.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, when you don't get that key in Hope Room, it's hard to want to go back to the right side.
I don't know, but they got what, like 2 or 3 keys in DM Room?
2 keys in DMs and 1 off the torch. The Cyrus Armos is not playing nice for Fant.
I've done lost count 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
That was 17, so if you went right on the seed, you did well.
Yeah, Amarith could have picked up probably the lead inside GT, or very close to it.
Yeah, but it's a tough decision to make on the fly, especially when you've got game 3 you're playing. It's a very high-tension moment. And that's one of the best skills that the even higher end runners have, is the ability to make calm checks under pressure. Would you agree with that, Karma?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a high pressure situation. You're in GT, and like we said, like look how close this race is. This race came down to pretty much GT routing and the sword advantage, because I think the Eastern play with the green pendant check was negated by the skip on left side swamp.
I would agree. Number 20. And congratulations to Nitori7, winning 16 points with the guess of 20. So this now comes down to Fant execution. It is Fant's game to lose at this point.
Yeah, it's like I said, this much of a lead at this level feels like an eternity lead. It's really hard to lose it when their execution is this crisp. Because both of these runners are really good at the game.
It could be an extremely trolly Moldorm 2 that could interrupt this lead, or, of course...
Or a Canis-Samaria block.
That Canis-Samaria block was not playing nice today, was it? Fant picking up some emergency magic refill. So at the moment, Fant is effectively a floor ahead of... Ooh, very nice Zero Cycle. They barely got out of the ground for that Planimo fight. But effectively a floor ahead of Amerith. And we're going through what I like to call the most satisfying rooms in the game. Because the Canis-Samaria makes these rooms really fun to do, because Wizrobes die to one instance of Fighter Sword damage. And the Canis-Samaria happens to do a Fighter Sword damage, both when on contact and on the bolts that explode.
And we are getting into the last few rooms of this GT. We have a Moldorm 2, which can be a little trolly. And we have an Agatu and a Ganon. Fant gets through Moldorm 2, no troll.
So this is going to be a close race regardless. Does not open Moldorm's last gift, so
yeah, with the stakes in this, it being an hour 50 in, I don't think you do. You probably don't feel great about this seed. You know your opponent is pretty close to your skill level,
and their first two runs have been very close together too. So both runners are probably expecting their opponent to put in that dot done anytime now.
So we got a single double.
I like... How good are you at geometry? That was a really nice deflect off the shadow for that one.
Yeah, he only needed one there. It was a little unfortunate. It lined up for a perfect triple, but he was on the south side of it. And as Agatu goes down, Moldorm 2 is being fought on the other side. So again, just a room or two away.
And just a little bit of love in that last check. Moldorm giving you the last piece of his heart.
And this is going to be another one of those blink and you may miss fights. This is going to be a pretty quick Ganon fight.
So the first two phases with a Butter Sword take 6 hits. The third phase with any sword above from Master and above takes 4 hits, 1 for each section of floor that needs to be knocked out, and then 4 silver arrows need to land in Ganon.
Amarith did take out Agatu about a phase faster. It was 1 or 2 cycles shorter.
Fant does not want a Ganon fall in this fight right now.
No, he doesn't.
A Ganon fall would be a huge time loss here.
Missed 1 silver arrow. You can see a little bit of panic, like rushing the shots, thinking your opponent's gonna dot done any second. Just being overly cautious, but also just...
And ZSR bot spoiling it for us. Missing Torch Glitch is not the worst thing for...
Silver's half magic.
Because you have half magic, you have silvers. You don't need to time things for triples.
So, as the SR bot spoiled, Fant has finished in first place with a time of 1:54.44. Or 1:54.44. And we are joined by Fant. GG's Fant.
If you take a minute before the interview, we are going to let Amarith finish the Ganon fight. Landing the last silver arrow. So...
And that will be GG's for Amarith, crossing the bridge with a time of 1:56.04, so a difference of 1 minute 20 seconds even.
And like Karma said, GG to you, Fant, and welcome, and GG to you as well, Amarith.
GG.
This was a series, alright.
Yeah, it sure was. At the end, I saw my tracker go 183 out of 216. Had pretty much every item in the game, and let me tell you, when you're climbing GT after full clearing the game, it never feels good. You're just waiting for your opponent to dot at any time.
Yeah, you both were looking like you were feeling a little bit rushed with missing silver shots, missing just like a little bit outspeeding what you're trying to do.
Definitely. Like in the second game in the series, I lost it to a Ganon fall, and so this time I decided to take it extremely safe. Not go for anything fancy, just get 4 arrow hits in, and thankfully it was enough. So I got my revenge on Ganon this time.
It was really close. You guys were on each other's heels a lot. It looks like the main difference was actually a sword advantage. Fant went to Pyramid a lot earlier.
Yeah, on my way to Pod. I like wrapping that in with that, saying heck catfish.
Yeah, because I think the only extra check you did, Amarith, was Eastern and Green Pendant, but you skipped Left Side Swamp, which Fant did, and got Shovel and checked it. So I think that kind of evened you two out on checks.
I wound up with 177 in the end.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else Amarith skipped.
I just know, I wish I'd done what I initially thought when I was going into GT and I didn't get a key right side. And then we got 3 in DM rooms. I was like, I should go Compass Room right now. And I didn't.
Neither one of you did. It actually made me laugh because when you guys were both heading up there, I was like, both of them are probably going to DM strat this. And then both of you went full left. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I resolved myself. Go ahead.
I hate going right, left, just constantly switching. It's like, once you commit to a side, I just prefer to commit.
Yeah, I've done, a lot of analysis on key routing and, average times lost and a whole bunch of stuff, and a whole bunch of my friends are really into that as well. And basically, like the strats of going to Hope Room, continuing right with a small key, or going full left after that if no small key, statistically, on average, will be the quickest. And I really don't like playing seeds where I'm behind, I'm feeling behind, so I'm going to do something that's potentially a very, very big time loss here. And just go through and do it like I'm not racing. Go through and do the optimal strategy where the keys statistically are going to show up. Now, this is one of those where if one person went DM route and one person did the standard route, that would have made the difference of the race probably. But I can't bring myself to ever do that.
That's understandable. And not changing your route because of previous events or because of certain events can be good. It can be good to occasionally change up the route, like you said, because it could pay off, but it comes at a cost.
Sure did.
You got to balance that risk versus the reward.
Yeah, even though, let's see, I'm trying to think of what I left unchecked in my game. I think there are only 4 things. There are 2 items in the back of Thieves Town. Ice Rod Cave and Green Pendant were the only things in the game I didn't check. But I was kind of assuming that, I know Amarith is a very, very thorough player. Generally, visits things on the first visits or just tries to route as efficiently as possible. And I was kind of assuming if it was an Ice Rod Cave, if it was on Green Pendant, Amarith probably did that and would be in go mode very fast and be done very fast, because Bombos was really the only hunts we had this seed. Because it took us a while to get to Hammer and Hookshot, but the seed kind of funneled you into that eventually before you could really do anything. So yeah, Bombos just, it came down to that. Where is it? Where's it going to be? And lo and behold, Turtle Rock has the answers, as always.
Of course,
Think you could ever avoid Pendant Turtle Rock? No, you can't. I'm saying it right now. You will go in there at some point in the seed.
What is the answer not on Laser Bridge?
No, I mean, I just double calmed, and the seed I got off of was also Pendant T-Rock, but it was Chain Chomp Room, Flute, for their go mode.
Yeah, that's practically Laser Bridge.
No. Chain Chomp Room is so early on. That's not Laser Bridge. What are you saying?
It's practically Laser Bridge.
I mean, it is in Turtle Rock, so it still fulfills that requirement, at least.
But yeah, that was well run. You guys, it was a fun race to watch because you guys were literally like, the timer was a little off. I think there was some kind of like missed thing on the timers. I guess Fant was 30 seconds ahead on stream, but it was definitely like you guys were on each other's heels like almost the entire race.
Interesting. I wonder what would have caused that. Like, did I mess up my stream delay?
I don't know. It could just be the way the restream is.
Yeah,
Who knows? There's all sorts of
odd.
little nitpicky things.
It was still pretty easy to follow. It's just, it was, like I said, it was amusing to see you two on each other's heels so much. But it's definitely one to go back and watch if you enjoy rewatching things.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It was that close. Like, I think the big difference it was the sword advantage. Like, it just made some things a few hits faster.
Could have been.
Yeah, like just enough.
With that, do we have any final questions for either of the 2 runners?
I don't have any final questions unless...
Any final comments from either Fant or Amarith?
Good luck versus
GG's to
next
Amarith.
opponent.
Thank you for being able to schedule these pretty efficiently at a time slot that was reasonable for me. It's pretty rare to have that these days, so I do really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't mind the evenings too much. It's pretty nice being able to schedule like the late nights, but like, you know, we'll see what comes later with the rest of scheduling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and with that, I definitely would like to thank all of our volunteers, our comms, IBK Karma and Zeke Highwind, especially IBK Karma for doing 2 in a row, and as well as our tracker. I need to use the command to remember. Iker. Huge shout outs to the runners too. Without them, these events aren't possible. Fant and Amarith. And with that, looking ahead at the schedule, I'm sure there's a bunch of Link to the Past coming up in the next couple days. But we also have on Saturday our Majora's Mask Randomizer Weekly. We have our OOT Blackout Bingo Tournament Grand Finals. And we also have our Z2R Max Rando Tournament Finals on Saturday as well. And with that, I believe we are going to be raiding Koi, who's also streaming Link to the Past Rando like always. And we will see everyone next time.
See you later.